you're not wearing a cup playing Major League Baseball, that's crazy to me.
That's
He's
aura.
just trying to gain aura. Yeah, it's aura.
High fly ball, right field deep. Canseco back to the track, looking up. It is.
But it's called off. Cut off by Clement. Baseball hits the runner.
Wow, off the head.
Hit his head.
The ball hits over the helmet.
Sosa to his left. Nice play. Spinner wall, but he throws it away. Hits the
Welcome to this edition of the Off the Dome Baseball Pod. I am one of your co-hosts, Kobe Van Nort, joined today by Aaron Nemiroff and Zev Black. Today we have a very, very exciting episode planned, a little bit different than what we typically do. A little bit of all-star selection that we're going to be talking about. We even have a guest coming up. But before we get started, Aaron, how are we doing?
Let me guess, a little sleepy.
Dude, you're just going to cut me off right away. Like, no opportunity to speak for myself. I'm doing great, actually. It's Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. I am riding high. I'm beating Kobe in fantasy this week. 901, barring a, what's his name? Devin Williams save tonight. It'll be a 901, and I'm
Could happen.
starting to inch a little bit closer to Zev at the top of the standings.
Week by week, you're getting closer. It's like one category each week. You're just creeping up there. I had a good week this week, too. I mean, 8-2, but your 901 is better than my 8-2. I'm doing great as well. Just had such a fun night last night, celebrating a friend's birthday, recovering a little bit today, but that's all part of it. So excited for our guest. You guys might know him as SDZ. Maybe you know him as Diesel. Yow. We're lucky to call him our friend. Welcome to the show, Sam Datin. Here he is. Woo! Our first guest of the pod.
Ever.
So exciting. Sam, how are you doing?
Well, I'm okay. First of all, I'm honored, humbled. Zev, Kobe, Aaron, thank you. You three are some of my best friends on the face of the earth, and I'm so lucky to be with you guys today and always in the future. Kind of a bad day. Been in Houston International Airport for over 10 hours now. However, I was cheered up a little bit when Nem said he's trying to kick the Sox down the standings, because that is 100% what we're trying to do in Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
You had a big week. You had a big week this week.
I had a
nice
turnaround
comeback.
week. So
yeah.
As you mentioned, Zev, I'm out traveling right now with BoomBall. It's a 6-inning, fast-paced baseball game comparable to other traveling baseball tours across America, but just a little bit different. I want to get into the ins and outs. All this to say, it was a busy week for me. So set the lineup morning of, don't think about it. You know, I'll check waivers here and there. D'Amato this week, it was a 2-8 yesterday, and I flipped it to a 6-4 on Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
I'm feeling good. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was good to see.
Yeah, he's in third place, and it'd be nice to get a little separation for our bye week. Sam, you mentioned BoomBall, a little short for separation. Yeah, sorry I didn't make that. I should have made that clear. Just want to all be on the same page.
Slang?
Short for separation. Yeah, it is slang. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sam, you mentioned BoomBall. Just explain, what you do for BoomBall and what that experience has been like.
Welcome to BoomBall!
Well, thank you for asking, Zev. As mentioned, it's a 6-inning, fast-paced baseball game, wacky innings. We've got speedball, backwards baseball, buddy ball, where we bring 100 fans into the outfield to play defense. We have go-karts, pogo sticks, pretty much anything you can name from a carnival. We've got it, and we're playing baseball with it. So we're 3 events in right now. We debuted in Phoenix 2 months ago, did Atlanta in April, and finally Jackson, Mississippi last night. But it's really going to start ramping up. We've got 13 total dates this summer, Jackson being the third of them. We've got Memphis, Tennessee on Saturday, playing at AutoZone Park at AAA Stadium. Packed the house last night, probably about 10,000 people in attendance. Getting loud, and it's an exciting time to play BoomBall, Zeb, I'll tell you that. And it's come to my attention that you've potentially got a little celebrity crush on a couple of our players. Is that correct?
Heyo, a little bit, maybe. Yeah, I put Aaron on to Big Brother, last year, right? I've been watching Big
Yeah, it's only
Brother
been like
for
a
10
year.
years now. And this past season, there are 2 BoomBall players on the show. Zach Cornell, Riley
They weren't
Jeffries.
boomballers at the time. They were just Big Brother
Yeah.
celebs, and now they've made their way over to the sport.
It's so cool. I love that you're like meeting them because you didn't know who they were before, and we did. And here you are, just interacting with them on.
I've always been a Big Brother fan. My fandom kind of died out when I feel like you guys were really getting into it.
Yeah.
So I missed Big Brother 27, but 2 of the contestants on it, Zach Cornell, who went pretty far, and Riley Jeffries also had a nice showing. Believe it or not, they're a little different off the show than they are on TV, but
I believe it.
they've been an absolute blast, and they can also hit some nukes too. You'd be surprised.
I got a question for you. How is your time hosting for ASU athletics kind of differ to what you're doing now? I assume this is like just a more chaotic kind of scene compared to ASU.
Love the question because they're totally different, but they still at the end of the day they have the same core principles coming together. That sounds like a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo, but I mean it. So with ASU, it's probably, depending on the sport, 5 to 20 hits a game max. I'm on Jumbotron for approximately 3 minutes throughout the game. Whereas BoomBall, I'm on the Jumbotron for my voice is throughout the stadium for approximately 2.5 hours throughout the game.
Wow.
So it is just totally different. But at the end of the day, it's still taken from that skill set of, I'm a host, I've been here, I've done that. Done it for ASU football in front of 60,000 fans. That's been the biggest help for me is having a season of ASU football under my belt. Because when I go out there for 10,000 person crowds, I'm just having fun, letting loose.
I'm guessing you're going to be so much more creative, too.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the biggest difference. I'm totally neglecting that. It's the duration of it is one thing. But I absolutely get crazy in there. I'm cracking jokes left and right. I'm just straight up riffing, which is a blast. And boy, you've got to check out some of the footage of BoomBall online. You'll see me dancing around from first base to second base. I'll go stand behind the umpire. I'll go in the stands, up to the press box, to the outfield. I'll go start interviewing kids. So I'm everywhere at one time. And that's probably been the biggest difference, Kobe. It gives me a lot of creative freedom.
Yeah, no, 100%. What do you think the funniest thing that has happened since you've been hosting? I mean, it's only been 3 events, but still, off the top of your head, off the dome.
I always get a kick when a little kid asks me for an autograph. Because I think
awesome.
back to their shoes, and I remember getting the Trenton Thunder mascot's autograph when I was a kid, and I still have that very baseball mitt, and it means a lot to me. And looking back on that now, what am I thinking? That's sort of what I'm processing as these kids are asking me for an autograph. Like, geez, you really want me to ruin your ball? But that's certainly been the funniest part.
That's awesome. It must just like feel good, right? Get a little kid coming up
Zev,
to you.
It does. And speaking of funny, I actually got a random question for you. For the first time, I just noticed that pitchfork standing behind your shoulder right there. Can you give me a little context about that?
Yeah, this pitchfork, ASU Sun Devils, of course, is the biggest thing. But you had this little guy in your house for, a couple of months, and Aaron and I went over there, and I don't remember if I said it to you or you said it to me, but we were just like, we're taking that pitchfork. Like, that's going to be ours. And we set up like this whole plan. We were going to throw it out the window, lure you downstairs. You wouldn't see it. You're going to bring it back to our place, and maybe you wouldn't even notice. I think you did notice. You got to ours and saw the pitchfork, brought it back to your house. We had to, of course, steal it back. And here it is, resting in my room.
So it was about 10 back and forth, and it actually started. It started sophomore, junior year. We were at Kaz's house. I don't think I ever met him.
Oh, that's right.
Is that where it started?
But I had the intuition to leave that night with that pitchfork in my hand.
Wow.
And many years later, it stays in the friend group.
Oh, this is a token of our group. It's a
and
symbol.
you never know where it'd be without me. So
Very true.
Maybe with Kaz.
Very true.
one more thing, Zev, is I'm gonna get it back.
We'll see, man. We'll see.
We're playing good
If
defense
you
over
pull up here, yeah, there's. I'm gonna definitely have to hide it. Sam, you're also the play-by-play for the Modesto Roadsters. Can you just get a little bit into that? And I have one question for you while
Yes.
you're thinking. What's like your go-to like cliche sports to use? Like Joe Buck is back at the wall, even if it's like 450-foot ball. What's your go-to?
All right, let me think on that as I answer your first question. Play-by-play for the Modesto Roadsters, which, if you are familiar, expansion baseball team, Northern California. They're playing Pioneer Baseball League, which is an MLB partner league, so it works in conjunction, in tandem with the minor league system. What I find most neat about this league is I feel like MLB, the commissioner of baseball, literally have their fingerprints on it. Matter of fact, in our league this year, one of the teams is going full ABS. So they've got a crew of 3 umpires for every game, but for every ball and every strike, it's going from upstairs down to the ump, strike or ball.
Interesting.
So the wackiness for me, we don't play extra innings in the Pioneer Baseball League.
Right,
Instead, we go to a signature PBL knockout. Have you guys heard of that?
I actually have, as following the
I don't know
Oakland
it.
Ballers.
Fill me in.
Exact. So I know Zeb's a big Oakland Ballers guy. Exactly right. And the PBL knockout, after 9 innings, if we're tied, we're going to go to a swing off. 2 minutes for both teams to select one player to come to the plate. You're pitching to yourselves. You got either 5 outs or 2 minutes, whichever comes first. And most always it's the 5 outs, but it creates for some electric atmospheres. And from a broadcast perspective, most nights you want to get home and get on the pillow so you can go do it again the next night. I absolutely love the fact that if we play 9 innings, I know this is going to be decided. Not only is it going to be decided quickly, but emphatically and passionately. And it's everything that's amazing about baseball. It's kind of similar to BoomBall, actually. Of course, the baseball purist is going to push back on me and say it's everything wrong about baseball, which I totally understand. But for an MLB partner league, it's wacky, it's fun, and I'm really enjoying my first season as their broadcaster.
Cool, man. Well, it's great to hear that you're enjoying your jobs, multiple, enjoying life in general up in Northern California. Welcome to NorCal.
Thank you very much. I realized I didn't touch on your second question there.
Yeah, when I was going to ask.
Man, I'd say I'm in the process of creating those adages now. So I'm open to hearing your suggestions. Gonna make me look silly as a broadcaster on this. Kobe, Aaron, Zev, do you have any go-tos?
Ooh, I love a back at the wall.
As a fan,
Back at the wall is classic. Like, there's nothing better than a guy hits a 470-foot ball and Joe Buck saying, "Back at the wall." It's like, it's gone.
You posted on Twitter recently one of your strikeout calls, and I don't remember specifically how you phrased it, but I did enjoy it. I thought it was just clean, it's to the point. It might have just been a swung on a miss, strike 3, and you just had your voice. Yeah, it was great. I enjoyed it. I think
I realized I didn't have one until you just said that, and that's probably been the most commonly referred to one. It's been a swing and a miss.
Nice.
It's sort of unique. You haven't really heard it before, so you need that as a broadcast. You need to find ways to stand out, and appreciate that question. And damn, good picking up on my broadcast.
Got you. Are you solo in the booth, or you got a color guy with you?
I'm solo, and I promise you, it's with heavy inspiration every time I put on that headset. I'm actually about halfway through his book right now that I think of Vin. A nightly basis, pretty much. Me being the only broadcaster in there, you hardly ever see it in a professional setting. Some of the lower ranks, like a Pioneer Baseball League. But for where I'm trying to go, it doesn't happen too often. So I'm trying to cherish it. It's a totally different style, and Vince Scully has absolutely been one of the biggest aids for me. His wisdom throughout his book, I'm only halfway through. Sound like LeBron James right now on page 1. But it's amazing being the only guy up there. And I'd say it helps me out in all facets, not only to be a better broadcaster, but to be a better host for BoomBall. Because for both the Roadsters and for BoomBall, I'm speaking for 3 hours straight. So I think getting the practice in with the Roadsters is amazing.
Yeah, that's one thing that
Awesome.
Vince Scully did so well is being alone, but being able to just tell stories. And I think one thing that you have so lucky is like having a smaller kind of crew that you're around daily that you can talk to, pick their brains, and genuinely learn those fun facets about their life that you have, like you said, 3 hours to talk about, especially in those maybe dull moments in the third inning where there's not much going on. Like you get that opportunity, which I think, yeah, again, helps for both BoomBall and this.
It does, absolutely. Kobe, you actually got to meet a couple of my coworkers, and it's, to your point, it is really nice having that tight-knit community. One of them, in fact, Boss Man,
Come on.
he's a PA announcer for us that doubles as an MC. Don't really see that anywhere else in the country. It's literally a WWE style ringside announcer for every game we have. He's doing World Series intros. Now coming to the plate, and then he'll go up in the stands and play games with the kids. So,
And he just does that for the love of
to
the
your
game,
point,
right?
he does. He makes his money elsewhere, and
Yeah.
it's a passion project for him. And
Wow.
I think that's the same story for a lot of
awesome.
people in baseball, and clearly the four of us right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all love to have fun, which is why it's time for our game. Let's have some fun. So
Let's do it.
We put together 10 Philadelphia. How should I pronounce it? What's the correct way?
Philadelphians?
Is it Dalf or Delph?
Delph. It's an
Delph.
E.
Philadelphia.
Where'd
Okay,
the A come
Philadelphia. I don't know. I feel like I've just always pronounced it that way.
I don't think
Maybe-
that's a controversial
Philadelphia?
one at all. Like, it's just
Yeah, no.
Philadelphia.
All right, we put together 10 Philly things,
There you go.
and it's not even Philadelphia. It's all Philly. It's not
I think
even
you would have
Philly.
prepped on
It's-
that for this episode. This is like a Philly episode. We have Sam here. You don't know how to pronounce.
I'm butchering it.
Oof.
Not even about the
All right.
city. It's just about the Phillies. Put together 10
Nem, I appreciate
things.
you. Nem,
Yeah.
Yeah,
thank you for sticking up for Philly, not letting that slide.
I got you, man. I know how much it means to you. I would never let that
Oh
slide.
my gosh, that's funny.
Zev, give me the speech. Let's play a game.
Yeah, so we put together 10 Phillies things, general things, and you got a tier list you got to make. So I'm gonna share my screen right here. Let me record
I'm
my
excited.
screen. I'm gonna share my screen. Your task, Sam, is to put these 10 items into these tiers. 2 items per tier is where you want to be. And we'll go one by one. And as we're talking, by the way, Kyle Schwarber just hit a 3-run bomb to go up 5-0. This guy's on
Wow.
fire right now. This guy is absolutely on fire. Is he a lock for the home run derby? Like, right? He's a lock?
If he wants
Dude,
to.
he might be the greatest home run hitter of all time. That's all.
Number one. Number one. We got Mike Schmidt in the top spot. Roy Halladay there is number 2. We got Chase Utley in the middle. Shane Victorino there in the 4th. And Abdul
Flying Hawaiian.
Herrera. What?
Oh, man.
Put some respect
Flying
on
Hawaiian.
Bill
Google,
Moran's
man.
least favorite Philly. No,
So
I think Odubel's fine in the
deserved.
5.
No, it's
Zev.
not even like Abdul's terrible. We wanted these are all like decent items. We wanted Abdul to be the 5. He's just like kind of the worst of these guys, but he's not horrible.
I think that was a good choice there. Odubel Herrera, not fondly remembered for his time in Philadelphia, so I like the slot there. I like this top 5, and I'm ready to go.
First thing you got is the bank. Citizens Bank Park. Where you putting it?
I'm just glancing around. I see one on there, and I know that one's going to have to save for Schmitty tier. I think all of us are giddy right now just thinking about it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm excited. I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay,
Let's start off with the
bank. Bank, we're going to put it at Roy Halladay.
Roy Halladay. Can you give a little reason for each one?
Yes. Bank off the top of the dome. Not intended. Off the top of the dome. The bank should be a Schmitty tier. If I've got 3 spots, it's going to slide in there at number 3. Best baseball stadium in the world. I'm extremely biased, but I will say it has
Number
the
one.
best home winning percentage in playoff. Hold on, best home winning percentage in playoff baseball since it was built. I knew that stat was true 2 years ago. It might be Dodger Stadium now. But nonetheless, the bank is always rocking. Bedlam at the bank. We're putting it in Doc Holliday tier.
There we go. All right, this second spot, you just got the broadcast, but like more specifically, Krug.
But I know you like McCarthy too. It's the pair.
I love this because I had a conversation about John Kruk last night. So we're putting Krucky in Schmitty tier.
He's going
That
up top.
one's an auto for me. That one's going up top. That one was debated against the bank after some back and forth. Certainly putting Krucky up there. If it was Kruk and Tom, I'm still putting him up there. If it's just Kruk, I'm still putting him up there.
He's
If
great.
Kruk's not calling a Phillies game, I'm listening to the radio. But if he's on air, I'm watching all 3 hours. So as a broadcaster, monotone and dull and stale are all things that I despise, and he represents the absolute opposite of all of those things. You'll never know what you're going to get night in and night out, and I think that's beautiful, and he inspires me every day. Krucky, an easy Schmitty tier selection.
The next one
next
we have
up-
is
Yeah, there you go.
Dancing on My Own Clubhouse Celebrations. Where is that going?
This is a really tough rank. Not gonna lie, I wish we had a tier like something that was good, but only for a short amount of time, like a Hunter Pence tier, because I think this could slide in perfectly right there. Just when it was happening, it was perfect. It was magical. The run in 22 was everything. We tried to bring back the song in 23. Ended up losing our worst playoff series of all time, and it's only gone downhill since. So that song is, I feel like, spoiled a little bit in the mouth of Philadelphians. But simultaneously, it's going to be one of those songs that you hear in a couple of years and you might shed a tear just thinking back to the memories. So it's a tough one. I'm just going to throw it straight smack. I want to throw it smack dab in the middle, but there's too many legends on this list.
What you got?
I hate to do it. We're going to put it in Odubel Herrera.
Odubel.
Oh no!
And that's not like
one.
an F tier though. It's just an Abdul
Yeah, it's-
tier. You know,
it's-
Abdul's like
it's
he's
solid.
solid.
Yeah,
It's a
nothing's
forgotten
bad
memory.
in the eyes. Nothing's bad in the eyes of SD. I think too. I hate to bring this up, but you know where this came from, right? You know where the song came from.
It did not come from the Red Sox,
It
Zev.
came
We're
from
not
the Red
doing
Sox.
this right now.
It came from the Red Sox.
Everything's
Schwarber's
about the
run in
Red Sox.
21,
I'm sorry.
It came from the Sox.
You know the Red Sox are analytically in the number 1 seed right now?
In terms of what?
I actually heard that too. Analytically speaking, the Red Sox are the best team
What does
in the
that
American
mean?
League. If you know, you know.
Just like when the Patriots go 0-17, they're still the number 1 sports brand in the world.
Well, they do have a ton of Google searches each year.
All right.
They're going 0-18 in 2 years, and we're getting that number 1 pick, 0-17.
Okay.
Next, we've got arguably the greatest mascot in the game, the Philly Fanatic.
How did I not see this guy? Okay. So tough. We're going to throw him in Chase. Philly Fanatic, best, I'm so biased, and I'll admit it, but best mascot in all of sports, maybe outside of Drama the Llama, representing BoomBall. Legend, just like Chase. Chase's first hit as a Philly was a grand slam. You think back to the Philly Fanatic making his debut on a national stage and getting into it with the former Dodgers manager.
Yeah, that was
So
great.
I'll put Chase.
Oh, yeah.
Put Chase straight right in the middle. Who was that manager? It's slipped my head right
Tommy
now.
I
Lasorda.
think it's
It was
Lasorda.
Lasorda, yeah.
Thank you.
Mr. Bleed Blue.
Up next,
Um,
you got one of the greatest street interviews ever. I'm not even gonna try to say what he said. I'll let you say what this man said. But you got this street interview.
We're talking about the Fires, baby. The Fires.
Sid!
Oh, we're talking about the fightings here. The fightings. Sid. Sid, Mike.
Yeah, where's that interview
Yeah, that's
going?
pretty much it. This interview,
You quote it a lot. I've heard you say it many times in that voice.
it is. And I think we're putting this interview right next to Chase.
Right there. Dang.
Right next to Chase. It's all time, just like the Fanatic, just like Chase is. It's one of those things that never goes old. We'll be in 30-26, and the Phils are going to clinch a wild card berth, and this video is going to be circulating the internet like crazy. I promise you. Chase Utley tier, good forever.
There you go.
Awesome. Now we got the powder blue uniforms. I actually don't know what your take is on all the Philly uniforms. Is this like your favorite? I know it's very popular.
God, I love the clean white pinstripes. That's got to be my favorite. It's really tough to beat pinstripes.
Yeah, I think
But
I would
powder
say the
blue
same.
sure does come close. So powder blue, and actually, I don't think they're wearing it anymore. They haven't worn it in a couple of years now. But if you remember back, the Phils used to wear those maroon and whites. Those were
Yeah.
freaking sweet, man. I miss those. But powder blue, incredible. We're going to put it in Shane Victorino tier. Just not enough spots to put it higher.
Yeah, it's fair enough. It's a good uni, though. I love the powder blue across the league. Kind of always have.
All right, then the next one. I am super excited that this one made the cut. A lot of backstory behind this. I kind of want to introduce. I was at the gym, actually, when I came across this video. My buddy Josh, he's in our fantasy league. Hopefully he's watching right now. Showed me this video, and I lost my mind. I was crying laughing at it. I FaceTimed Sam, and I was like, you got to see this video. This is the greatest video of all time. It is Gene Segura's 200th double. Hopefully we're playing it right now so you can watch this clip.
Oh, yeah.
Because he hits his 200th career double. Mind you, over 1,000 guys have done this before. He gets a standing ovation. He tips his cap to the crowd, gets put on the Jumbotron. Even the players are giving him a standing O for this accomplishment. And it is just one of the wackiest videos I've ever seen. Anyway, Sam, with all of that being said, where does that rank for you?
So I'm going to start off by tipping my cap to the great Gene Segura. Easy, no doubter, no brainer. Literally before I got on the podcast, I could feel Gene Segura double coursing throughout my veins. We're putting this in Schmitty tier, no questions asked.
Love it.
Love it.
Yeah.
So-
Cracks me
And he
up.
earned it.
Deserved
He earned it.
He did
All
it.
those
And Kobe,
doubles.
we talk about some of the the iconic milestones the game of baseball has to offer. The 3,000 hit club, 2,000 strikeout, in 700 homers, 400 homers, whatever you dial it back to, and then you've got the 200 double club, and only a select few of Hall of Very Good players, or Hall of Good, or Hall of Mid, or whatever you got.
Yeah.
But one of them is Gene Segura. So he's inspired a generation after him too.
Yeah.
Because on Talking Giants podcast, a little shout out here, they have a 200 double tracker across Major League Baseball.
No way.
So shout out Talking Giants. Matter of fact, I believe Jock Peterson was on The Verge the other week. Willie Adames also in the conversation. These are things you got to be vigilant about.
Yeah.
And certainly the Phillies were vigilant about Gene. They had the moment prepared. I see another hit on this list. I think it's the next one, and I literally think this stadium was louder for Gene Segura, and it deserved to be.
Well, that next one, Gene Segura is, by the way, 847th all time in doubles. So shout out Gene. But this next one
For
that
all
you
of the
briefly
players that
mentioned,
have ever played, that's pretty good. Like 25,000
Incredible.
players to play
Yeah.
baseball. He's 800, whatever.
847.
That's pretty awesome.
It's great.
847.
The next one is Bryson Stott's grand slam in the wild card series against the Marlins a few years back. But we're not even talking this moment specifically. I'm talking the clip that you've shown me time and time again, because this is my guy, Bryson Stott, big Stott guy. No broadcast. It's just the stadium sounds video of this grand slam. Where does this go?
Shane Victorino.
Ooh.
Wow.
Shane Victorino tier. Might throw you off there a little bit, but this is just, it's a spoiled memory. It's a little bit like dancing on my own. I'm sorry I got to be like this. Maybe some fans are different. 23 was our year. Took out the NL East Marlins, swept them. Stott goes yard in possibly one of the most viral clips in MLB history. One of the most legendary crowd moments ever, representing everything Philadelphia has to stand for. NLCS versus the lowly Arizona Diamondbacks, who took out the Dodgers. Took a 3-2 lead on them. So unfortunately, as legendary as a moment as this is, I'm gonna have to put it in Shane Victorino.
I think that's fair.
It was incredible, but
I mean, that's
couldn't live to tell the story. Sort of like 2010 with Shane, so I'll make that transition.
Nice.
So coming up next, we just got Garrett Stubbs. Nothing else to it.
This entire time, I did not look close enough at the picture. I could very clearly see it's Stubby right now. But without looking at that stash, I was thinking it's that devil that wears number 7 and plays shortstop.
Oh my gosh.
And I was fired up, ready to put him in the Odubel Herrera tier. But I guess I'm not going to be doing that today. So, Jack Spida, I'm sorry to let you down. Trey Turner would have been in that Odubel spot. Now that Stubby is there, we're going to have to do some shape shifting, so stay with me. Dot, we're putting him down in Odubel tier.
Stott's going to Odubel. I'm gonna put him. I put him above Dancing.
You can put it right. Yes.
Okay.
And same story. I mean, legendary. Just couldn't finish the job. Shane Victorino tier. I like the powder blues there. And God, they get it tough on me.
Gotta pick one. It's hard.
I'm moving down Said, putting Stubbs up to.
Moving this down here and Stubbs right here.
Well, let's also bring in this last one because this might clear
Yeah.
things up.
It might clear things up a lot because you did just mention Trey Turner. This last moment involves Trey Turner. It's the standing ovation that he got. A famous moment in Philly
Interesting.
history.
Because you like that because it's the fans, really, but it does involve that devil in 7.
As you would say.
Very true. God, it's a tough one. Dots moving up. Trey going down behind, dancing on my own.
Trey's down here.
Just put Stott and Shane for me.
Stott and Shane.
And then we're gonna move Said up to the in front of Stubby. And then we're gonna put the Fanatic after the Bank.
Nice.
And you happy with this?
I think we got a perfect list.
That's a pretty good list.
I think it's pretty good.
That's a pretty good list. The broadcast, I think, is a deserving number 1. And to be paired right there with Segura.
Well, actually, pardon me, Zev. I don't know if I made this clear, but Gene Segura should be number 1.
Gene Segura going first. And that's totally fine, too. Also deserving.
Yeah, I'm not laughing, dude. That's number 1.
I'm laughing.
face.
It's so funny. It is so funny.
It's a
video.
really
It's
good
peak.
moment. It's a really good moment. Well, that was our tier list. Sam, I hope you're happy with this. I'm happy with it. I feel like
Loved
it's
it.
exactly...
Had a great time playing.
Sweet. Love to hear
I
it.
feel like it's right up your alley. Glad you enjoyed.
It is, and honestly, Zev, I'd love if you made me one of these every day.
Every day, I'll see what I can do.
Well, I made it, actually. Just gonna
Yeah,
give myself
you
the
should
credit.
be
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
Does it not surprise you that I wasn't the one to make it or that Aaron was?
That you took credit and that Aaron made it.
I didn't take credit. I just said I'm happy to make one
No,
for you
no.
every day.
Rewind
Well-
10 seconds, everyone.
Did I take credit?
Sam
We'll
offered
move on.
credit and you accepted. That's kind of how it went.
Okay. Okay, well, I'll accept credit all day, every day. I'm cool with that.
Let's move on to some All-Star talk because that's going down in Philadelphia. Sam, so what do you think like this All-Star game being at the bank in Philly just kind of means for the fans, for the city, the atmosphere? How's it going to go?
I'm a little speechless. I'm super, super excited. So for those that don't know, I mean, it's everywhere, but America's celebrating 250 years of independence. I remember reading an article like 8, 9 years back that Philadelphia is rumored to try and get this game because it is America's 250th birthday. So how perfect. I'm a little shocked that MLB actually made this work because it makes so much sense. But it's going to be incredible. 250 years of America celebrated in the birthplace of it during the very month of it. So it's going to be an incredible, incredible moment. Also happening that month is the World Cup in Philadelphia on July 4th.
Nice.
Oh,
So
sick.
it's going to be it's going to be a wild summer in Philly. Freedom's going to be ringing, and cannot wait to see the boys out there. Cannot wait to see Brandon Marsh starting in center field.
We'll get into that a little later. For now, Philly fans, they have a bit of a reputation. Like, does this bother you, for starters? Does that reputation that Philly fans have, does that bother you?
You know, I think the rep is different between Eagles, Sixers, and Flyers fans grouped together, and then I think Phillies are separate.
Interesting.
I genuinely think, I could be wrong, but I genuinely think that the Phillies fan base is very well respected. I think the Phillies are certainly a class organization. And the
Phillies
fans,
are
I hope, are too. Like you see them giving the standing O's to Trey Turner and cheering on their boys when they lose in the World Series and they make their intros back on opening day. So things like that. And then, of course, when a Schwarbomb happens during October, that tells you everything you need to know. So to answer your question, I love the pushback that we get. It is a little tiring sometimes. But as a Phillies fan, I feel like it's even better. I feel like we get praise for being awesome fans, and no one really beats up on us for being a-holes either.
Yeah, I get what you're saying with Phillies being a different, class than the Eagles and Sixers and Flyers. Eagles fans,
Yeah.
I hate to say this, that they might be the worst. But Phillies, not so
Let's
much.
come from Patriots fans. So that's pretty rich, but
Hey, we just mind our own
Very
business.
rich.
We win and mind our business.
mind your own business. That's
We're trying to be truthful on the pod, Zev. We can't just spew
Sorry.
lies and ridiculousness. Get it together.
Ridiculousness. Whatever. We got any other questions, Kobe? You got some?
No, I think you got it all. I mean, it was fun having you on the pod, Sam. Really appreciated the time that we were able to spend chit-chatting a little bit, learning a little bit about your job, and also telling other people, especially BoomBall, which I think is just so unique and new to the world right now. So,
Yeah,
do you want to shout out any other locations that they're going to be at coming up, just so people have somewhere to kind of track you guys down?
Yes, I think the best way for people to get in touch is go to boomballtour.com. Check out the cities we're going to be on our website. We've got a map that lays it out very cleanly. 13 days this summer. We're going to be turning up for an electric night of baseball. And one thing I can guarantee you is if you're interested, please shoot me a DM on Instagram at Sam Datin. I'll hook you up with some VIP tickets.
There you go.
We'll meet and greet. And
Wow.
And so if you're listening, this is an Off the Dome exclusive. You got to hit me up via DM and say you're with OTD, and I'll get you some free BoomBall tickets.
Use code
That's sick.
OTDPod.
Love it.
Like Kobe said, so great having you on the pod, and so
Yep.
excited to see where your career goes from here. We'll definitely
Thank
be following
you.
closely along.
Likewise, guys, you guys are some of my best friends in the world, and extremely hardworking and talented. I know you're going to go get where you're going, and I can't wait to do it with you. So thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Sam.
SDZ. Later, man.
Thanks.
For Gene.
Such a good talk. Always a great conversation with that SDZ.
Yeah, that was a great first guess for us. Had some other candidates. We were trying to pick out who we wanted to have on, but the host himself, Sam Datin, it seemed like a pretty easy choice, actually.
Yeah.
Easy choice.
Let's get into the quick hitters. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yes, we alluded to it a little bit earlier. The World Cup taking place in the United States. And these crowds, man, they have been so fun at the World Cup. They've also taken over a couple of ballparks. The Tartan Army took over Fenway. The Norse have been there throughout the week. We had an Australian fan today hitting a shoey at the Mariners game. Just been a fun time. Love seeing these other people from other countries coming in and enjoying America's pastime.
Yeah, it has been very cool to see. In other news, we had the 4th of July hats revealed. A little bit different this year. Last season, they were more of a light blue. In 2024, they were black. Now they're more of just like an off-white. I think they're pretty clean. And then along with that, we have All-Star Game hats. And these ones I really like. You have like stars across the hat. The team name is fully written out like under the logo. It's just like, seems kind of unique, and I'm a fan. I like it.
Yeah, it's real cool. The city's under the logo, I want to say, right? The city?
Oh, you know what? I think I specifically looked at the A's, and maybe they weren't going to put SAC on there, and so it said athletics. Do the other teams have the city?
Yeah, the A's do have athletics. The other teams have the city. That's so funny.
That threw me off.
Didn't even notice
That's
that.
really...
I mean,
Wow.
but that makes sense. Like they that's their name. They don't call themselves Sacramento Athletics. So
PCA hit MLB's first cycle of the season in reverse order, which is always fun. Home run, triple, double, then his single, and immediately gets picked off. Kobe, I hate to bring this up, but earlier in the pod's history, you said he was just a glorified caballero. Do you stand by that?
yeah, I found that I wasn't the only PCA hater in the world. There's a lot of them. We are tall and strong. I see a lot of hate towards him consistently. A lot of I don't know. He's not. He obviously hasn't played to the level that I put him at earlier in the season, but still not a fan of the guy. Sure, he's a nice person, but nothing in his game. Sorry, like even his defense, like that was something I didn't hit on when we first had talked about it, and like I definitely should have, because he plays defense at a very excellent level. But I've been seeing so many clips of him just being lazy or him making stupid plays in the field. Like, sure, he's got the speed, and that's what really helps get his defensive stats so up there. And he's got a good arm. But, like, yeah, it's I don't know. I still stand by what I say, but we'll find out. Well, he's still got a lot of time left in this season.
Yeah, I mean, he started off really cold, but he's been on fire recently. Absolute fire.
Yeah. Well, Bryce Harper also hit for the cycle. This was yesterday or Saturday, whenever you're watching this, versus the Mets. It was, again, the second cycle of the week. That was just a crazy game. He got it in the 5th inning. Schwarber hit 3 bombs.
Yeah.
I mean, that game was exciting if you're a Philly fan.
On Monday, Kai Wei Tung faced off against Hao Yu Lee, who was pinch hitting for Gleyber Torres because of an injury. First time a Taiwanese pitcher went up against a Taiwanese hitter. So pretty cool stuff there.
Growing the brand of baseball. Real fun. An MLB official in the challenge room was caught watching The Office while on the job. I got nothing else to say about that. He's watching The Office.
Out of all things to watch, it's not a bad option, honestly.
No, it's not.
No, it's
like,
not.
And it was in the corner of the screen. He had other things going on. It was just something to keep him company while maybe it was just a bit of a lull in the day. So can't blame the guy. We're not even sure what he did, like what he did in that room, but but it was cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Austin Slater ran onto the field to collect a bat during the game. This was just really interesting. It was kind of laughed about by the broadcast because nothing came of it. He kind of crossed, I don't know, a few seconds before that ball crossed the plate, and Dalton Rushing later tagged out whoever it was going home. But if that did create an issue, I was kind of curious, like, what they would have ruled that. Would they have just called... I assume they would have just called him out. That would have been a way more interesting quick hitter, I'll tell you that. But now it's just kind of something that was laughed about. Like, we'll never really know what comes from that.
White Sox Yankees, Anthony Volpe hit a ground ball to Chase Middroff, who was playing regular second base, and Jacob Gonzalez at first decides to go be a cutoff man for a potential play at home. I guess he thought maybe that ball just went straight into right field. I don't know why, though. It went right to Middroff. And so instead of being just an infield regular ground out, Middroff just kind of had to hold the ball, and Volpe was safe. And Gonzalez was just looking a little bit lost out there.
Yeah, that one was a really weird one. Kind of like this one. The A's scored 3 runs on a very chaotic play in the first. I got to watch this one live. Zach Geloff reached first on an infield single. He was credited with an RBI. 2 more runs scored during Spencer Horwitz's throwing error. Threw it over Mitch Keller's head. And then Jacob Wilson scoring later on a crazy dive into the plate. And like the replay of that, of him just air saying, I was safe. I mean, I watched that like 50 times in the control room. It was super cool. Like, just what a perfect shot from that cameraman. I was really confused
so good.
because they called him safe. Then the umpires later called obstruction, so he was already going to be safe. And then I couldn't understand why the Pirates decided to challenge. I guess what was talked about was potentially the ball had gotten stuck behind the plate after it had gotten thrown away or got stuck in the wall somewhere. I was really confused by that Pirate challenge because on top of the obstruction, he was also called safe. There was a lot going on. It was a weird challenge, but sure enough, they scored 3 runs on a lazy ground ball to the pitcher. Or, no, to Spencer Horwitz, sorry.
Cardinals prospect Joshua Baez had a 4-homer game. This is part of his 25-homer season thus far. His call-up is imminent. I know, Kobe, you just picked him up in fantasy and dropped him right
No,
away.
I don't have him anymore.
But you
Well,
see
okay.
yeah, I know you dropped him, but you see his future.
He had a
eyeing
good
it.
stint on the team, and I wanted to keep him. Me and Aaron were actually talking about this. He isn't eligible for a ring on my team because when I dropped him, he didn't go to waivers. So
He
he's not
didn't even
eligible
last
for a ring.
24 hours. He's not a waiver guy. Yeah.
And he's also
But for
not
my
eligible for a
team-
ring because you're just not going to win it.
That's a low blow.
Well, no, he's not. No, he's not eligible for a ring though. So it doesn't even matter. So
We're on the same page.
anywho,
Anywho.
Hey, first anywho of the episode. There it
Yep,
is.
I kept them in,
40
I kept
minutes
them
or
in.
so. Nice. Salamanca Sluggers legend, 2 years on the squad, Max Meyer, has gone 16 straight appearances without being tagged for a loss. It's the longest streak in Marlins history. And he has 5 wins blown by the bullpen. He's just been pitching really well. He's kind of establishing himself as the Marlins ace.
yeah, he's been fantastic.
great.
Couldn't really stay healthy last year. Right, he was hurt for most of the year last year, right?
He started strong and then
He's-
mid-season or so kind of just,
Kind of tailed
yeah,
off.
got hurt and that was it.
But yeah, this has been a great season for him. Another team that's having, or a team, I guess, that's having a surprising season. The Nationals are 3 games over 500 for the first time since they won the World Series. They're playing great. They actually have a bit of an impact on my All-Star ballot, but yeah, they are playing out of their minds right now. Kind of putting it together finally. They're young pieces. That Juan Soto trade really showing to pay dividends now. Yeah, they look good.
Yeah, they lost today, so they're back to 2 over. But they won yesterday, got them to 3. I can't believe that. I mean, that's bad. Only 3 games over for the first time since they win the World
Yeah.
Series. Like, are you kidding me? Terrible.
Not surprising, but
Terrible.
yeah.
Not surprising, but yeah, that's exactly right. Jazz Chisholm fouled a ball off into his balls. And he totally stood by his decision to never wear a cup in his career. He said, I've never worn a cup. I'm not going to change that. I've never got hit in the balls. That was just unlucky. You're not wearing a cup playing Major League Baseball? That's crazy to me.
That's
He's
aura.
just trying
That's
to gain
aura.
aura. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's aura.
Yeah,
I don't blame him.
He
Mr.
doesn't need
Aura
it.
gaining some aura.
Catchers are the only
reaction-
positions I need to wear it.
The reaction from everyone in the dugout too was like, "Ooh, ah!" And then Aaron Boone's like standing over him as the trainer's checking him out. He's like leaning on his bat, blowing a bubble. Boone said after the game, he was like, "It was just time to blow bubbles." Okay, Booney.
Due to some traveling issues, there were only 2 umpires at the start of the Padres-Rangers game the other day. The other 2, they made their way over around the middle of the first inning. But I don't know if I've seen that before. It's kind of an odd situation. I didn't really realize that the game was allowed to start. I kind of thought maybe they would just be delayed, but they went on and played.
Took us back to our Little League days.
A really interesting final quick hitter that we have. I was talking to my dad about this, who's also a big Dodger fan. He couldn't believe it either. The Dodgers have yet to play an extra inning game this season. 77 games, counting today. Only team to last longer was the 2005 Red Sox, which went 98 games. Kind of just weird. Like, I don't know what that necessarily says about a team. I mean, they're like 18, maybe 17 games over 500 right now. So it doesn't really play too much of a role, but it is an interesting little tidbit.
And they've had like some close chances these past couple of weeks.
They've had a few ninth inning comebacks. They just don't let it end at a tie ball game. So,
but before today, their last 5 games are all 1-run games, and none of them got to extras.
Yeah, kind of just luck of the draw. Like
Saturday night, it like should have gone to extras, but the Orioles just threw the ball away and it turned into a walk-off in the 9th. That should have broken the streak.
Friday night.
Baseball.
Saturday night, Kyle Tucker had one of the worst at-bats I've ever seen in a 2-3 ball game with runners at first and third. That was just
And that could have sent the game to extras, too.
Could have.
You had an opportunity right there.
100%. So, yeah, they've had opportunities. They just don't want it. So, but with that'll end our quick hitters. Let's move on to the season-long home run draft. Kind of a downer week for all of us. PCA hit his 4, but it didn't matter for Zev because Joe Adell and Riley Green both put up some donuts, so that put you back at 2. For Aaron, you had Trout that hit 2, Paredes hit 1, but nothing from the Martian, so him at 2. And I only got my 1 because I didn't get a single one from Joe Adell. Could have had one earlier today, but a fantastic catch by Colby Thomas, which took that one away from me. Would have had us all knotted up at 2, but with that, Kerry Carpenter, Brandon Lau both only hit 1. So with that negative, I'm only at 1. Very
was that Paredes
disappointing week.
Oh, sorry, Cobb.
No, I was just going to say very disappointing week. Yeah.
It was super disappointing. I mean, I got my 4 from PCA, and I'm so lit about it, and then a goose egg from my other boys.
What are you going to do?
Was that Paredes bomb? Was that a pull home run?
Had to have been.
I think it was, right? I mean, it had to have been. I believe it was.
Are the Dodgers the best team in the league?
Who wants to start us off?
Yeah. I'll start us off. With my first one, I went for a guy who hit a homer today against the Dodgers. I went with Pete Alonso. He is in Los Angeles this week for, I think, 3 games. I don't know how long. And then he is home against the Nats, who I don't really care for anyone on their pitching staff. So, yeah, I like that matchup.
Yep. I went with Pete Alonso, too.
Hey.
I went with the Pete last week, and it was great. And I'm going with another Pete this week. We're on the same page. We've had a couple of overlap.
Yeah.
Me and you, Cobe.
Great minds think alike.
Oh, yeah.
I went with Pete Alonso as my starting first baseman in fantasy today, not for the home run draft going forward. I went with Wilson Contreras, who's got 7 games, 3 at the Rockies, and then they got the Yankees in Fenway. He's been really hot, so I'm excited to roll him out this week.
I'm super down for him to hit hella bombs.
I'm not.
That would be awesome.
With my next pick, I went with Mr. Jordan Walker. Guy's been fantastic. He's at home against Arizona and Miami this week. Arizona's pitching staff is just pitiful. I mean, there is not, like, besides Erod, who's been pitching fantastic, there's just nothing that jumps out at you. So I like those matchups. And in Miami, kind of similar story. Not really, actually. They have a top 3 that I kind of like, but still like the matchups. Jordan Walker's been fantastic this year, so I went with him with my second pick.
I thought about him, but I knew we were having Sam on the pod, so I had to go with the Philly. I mean, Kyle Schwarber's on fire, and his home runs come in bunches, I feel like. He obviously had the 3 against the Mets. He just went deep earlier, in this game, and he plays the Nationals as well. Like, need I say more? Feels pretty good.
Yeah, Sam called him the greatest home run hitter ever. So how could I pass that up? I'm going Kyle Schwarber. I love just picking against Miles Mikolas and Zach Littell. I find a way to do it every week, and it's been pretty successful. It's a great strat, and yeah, he's so hot. Why not?
Yeah, I wish I didn't pick him so early, but he also he got his bombs when I needed him.
Yeah, you had 15
you got
home runs
great
from him.
value.
Yeah. So I'm okay with that. With my last pick, I went with Max Muncy. Anyone want to know which one? Oh, see, I'm glad you asked. I went with the Los Angeles Dodgers Max Muncy because he's going to be in Minnesota and San Diego. Yeah, enough said. Hopefully he's hot. I have confidence in the guy.
My last pick is going to be Jackson Chourio for this week. He's just one of my favorite players to watch, period. Like, he's so electric, playing well. He's playing against Cincy and the Cubs. Feeling good about him.
I had Chourio as one of my 3, and then like on my last look up and down, I decided that there was someone else. I agree, Kobe, that those Cardinals matchups are great this week, but I'm going Alec Burleson. He's having such a good year. Like, it just seems like every day he's doing something productive. I could have gone Jordan Walker, but my heart just said Burleson.
Burleson's awesome. I'm a big fan of his. I think Jordan Walker might be a better pick, and maybe we'll mention him in this upcoming segment where we reveal our All-Star ballots. Voting ends in a couple of days here, so we figured this was the best time for us to, bring it out to you guys. Maybe you can take some inspo from this. And I guess I'll just start us off short for inspiration. Yeah, gotcha. So I should be making that more clear, huh?
That's okay. I got it after
some of them.
Yeah, I put the pieces together for your last slang earlier.
And I kind of figured you would. Aaron, I'm always a little more concerned about when it comes to lingo. Kobe, you're pretty on it.
Yeah, so I study.
Yeah. You study, yeah. So I'll start us off here. The American League, out of the catcher position, I'm going with the guy that you've watched a ton this season, Kobe. That's Shea Langoliers. He's hitting 270, a 521 slug, 19 home runs, batting the top of that lineup. I mean, he's just been great. It's been so fun to watch him play as Bryce Harper goes deep, if either of you guys care about that. It's been so fun to watch him play this season. I'm so happy he's having kind of this second breakout. He had a nice season last year, and I feel like he was still somehow underrated coming into this season. He's been awesome. So he's my catcher pick.
One thing I wanted to note about that, he's also my catcher pick, by the way. I don't know how to say this too well. I'm a bit embarrassed in myself. So I do music every once in a while for the A's games, and this past Monday, I got the opportunity to do music with the A's going against the Pirates. And one of the few fun things that we get to do is that when Shea Langoliers comes to the plate, he has the song, oh my gosh, Must Be the Money. I don't know if that's definitely not, maybe it is an
Must be the money.
Yes, thank you. But one thing that goes with that is we've had a fun time doing that when it gets to that part, we mute it, and all the crowd says that in unison. It's so
That's
cool,
awesome.
and I feel like, and he's even mentioned that in interviews before. Well, this Monday, I was on it, I was doing it, but his second at-bat, I forgot to do it. I just was zoned out and completely forgot to do it. And I was like, surely nothing will come with that. He tried stealing second, got thrown out, didn't get a hit the rest of the game. I'm like, that's a little nerve-wracking. A little nerve-wracking.
Oh, no.
The next day, he had gone 0 for 3 to start the day. And I was there. I was like, please just get a hit. Please just get a hit.
Oh,
Turns out he got a hit in the 9th, I think, or it was the 8th or something like that. I think he's been okay ever since. But So, Shea, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I was distracted, and it won't happen again. But I've been thinking about it for a while. I've spent a lot of time thinking about this.
I didn't pick Shea.
That. Oh.
Didn't pick Shea.
Okay. Who do you go with?
I picked Zev's guy, Dylan Dingler, who honestly, with his hot stretch he's had over the last week, his offensive numbers are becoming really close to matching Langoliers. Yeah. But the difference for me was he's definitely just better on defense. Not like Shea is horrible, and not like Dingler is just super elite, but if you just kind of look at Baseball Savant, and I think when it comes to framing and a couple of the other smaller categories, Dingler is better. and he's on fire. I think he's having maybe a bigger impact on the Tigers than Langeliers is having on the A's. The A's have a strong lineup up and down. So I felt like Dingler deserves some credit, and I that's my vote. I'm going Dingler.
It was really tight for me. Ultimately, I think you're going to see this a lot through the majority of my picks. The team being successful and being good is certainly an impact for me. And the Tigers are terrible. And I know it's supposed to be an individual thing, but the Tigers are just awful offensively, and the A's are one of the best teams in the league. So that's kind of why I went with Shea. I don't know if that's a good reason, but that's how I've always thought about it.
Actually, I was off on that. Dingler is a 100 out of 100 in the framing category. Shea
That's awesome.
Langeliers is 7. 7 out of 100. That puts him at the bottom of the list among catchers. And when their offensive numbers are neck and neck,
In what category you said?
that difference is enough. Framing as catchers, according to Baseball Savant.
See, and that's what I that doesn't matter as much in the ABS era. You can also framing bad is a tactic now, to frame badly to force players to potentially challenge pitches that aren't necessarily what it actually was, if that makes sense. So I do have some pushback on the whole judging framing, but I don't blame your Dylan Dingler take though.
Why would framing badly make players challenge more?
Because they'll think it was a ball by looking back, or like thinking by if the glove's going down, but the umpire knows it's a strike, so they'll challenge. So I've seen that as a tactic, and I've seen catchers
That
do
is
it
interesting.
successfully.
That's
Wow.
so interesting.
So
I
framing
hadn't
just
thought
doesn't
about that.
play as much of a role anymore. Yeah.
Interesting.
Huh.
I like that a lot. Very cool.
Yeah.
First base, I think we're all going to agree on this. Another A for me, Nick Kurtz. Just nobody gets on base like him. His on base percentage is .437. He started off so cold and is still up to 19 home runs, ton of RBIs, 50 RBIs. He's just so good and so powerful at the plate. I'm very much so enjoying him being on my fantasy team. 60 RBIs, excuse me. He's incredible. Nick
Yeah.
Kurtz.
So I went with. I mean, it was close between him and Ben Rice, but gets on base. It's
It
like
was.
four. What would you say? 437 to like 380. I think Ben Rice is at, and he's also just a lefty
Yeah.
with the short porch. Like those homers is, as impressive as he's been. Like he's got a bit of an anchor helping him out a little bit. So I went with Kurtz as well.
I went Ben Rice. I mean,
It's
he has a
fair.
short porch, but Kurtz has Sacramento and all the heat. I think that Kurtz has him in OBP. Rice has a few more homers, and it's kind of a similar situation with the Dingler thing. I think Rice is just having a bigger impact on his team, and the Yankees are the more successful team here. And without him, that I think they'd be struggling a little bit more. I mean, he has really stepped up in the weeks that Judge have been out, and neither of them are great on defense. That's kind of a wash. But maybe it's my New York bias.
Yeah.
I went with Ben Rice.
And maybe it's my New York anti-bias and why I went with Kurtz. But both
Yeah.
Dingler and Kurtz, or both Dingler and Rice, they were like certainly second, and it was so close for me. It's like I had to pick one, and that's who I ended up with. You can't go wrong with either of them. Both are fair. Second base in the American League may have been my toughest decision. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
This was hard for me. There's
Yeah,
nobody
really
that
hard.
stands out in the slightest. And because of that, I went with someone who I don't think either of you are picking. I went with Travis Bazzana.
Oh! So did I.
You picked him too?
Yep.
Nice. Okay, never mind. I take it back. We did.
Did you guys do this together?
No.
I swear we did it. He's been awesome. To miss like a month of the season and to put up the numbers he's putting up, stepping right into that lineup and like just being so quintessential guard ball. I've loved watching him
Quintessential.
play.
Wow. Quintessential.
Like that word?
Nice, man.
That was cool.
I got that.
Indubitably.
Yeah. Yes, sir. So I'm going with Bazzana at second.
All right. Maybe you guys should just draw me from the pod because you guys are in sync and I'm just an outsider with every one of these spots. Just felt like another opportunity to go Yankees, so I did it. I went Jazz. Not like he's been all that great, but like you said, second base was just so weird. Bazzana definitely crossed my mind. I looked into him, but just with the games played, I couldn't quite do it.
I get that.
Jazz, he struggled a little bit with putting the ball in play. He strikes out, but you can't really deny the homers and steals he's bringing. The defense is okay, and the Yankees are the best team in the league, and or in the American League, and that kind of just was enough for me to go with Jazz.
Yeah, I really dislike Jazz, just like overall. The steals are great. It's not like Bazan has any lack of steals. He's got 11 on the year in 40 games. He has some power. The on base is better. I feel like if he started the season on the team, their numbers would be fairly similar. Like Jazz would still have more steals, I think, but their numbers would be pretty similar.
But he didn't.
And
so I'm going to give credit to the guy that's been there all year.
Nor did Mizorowski last year, and he still made the team.
And I wouldn't have. That wasn't my decision. I wouldn't have done that.
Your manager did. For third base, I tweeted this out the other day. I think this guy is the #1 most underrated player in baseball right now. And I'm so excited to be taking him, and that is Miguel Vargas. I would like that average to come up a little bit, but he's slugging like crazy, and he deserves this spot. Again, there's not many options at third base. There are a couple of guys that ran through my mind, and just looking at the overall numbers and what he's got going on and what he means to that White Sox team, I couldn't look past that. I'm going with him for my starting third baseman.
Same.
Me too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Both
We're
been
all on the
Fantastic.
same page.
It was between him and Caminero. I think he's had just a little bit of a bigger impact for his team, and the way he's been playing. So I think I have a little bias too. I enjoyed watching him when he was a Dodger. He wasn't that good as a Dodger, but I like the guy.
But now he's coming out.
Always have a little love. Yeah. Well, he's not coming out. He's breaking out.
He's having his coming out party. I also want to shout out Kazuma Okamoto, who, he's in second place right now probably because of the, Canadian vote, but he has been great. Really, really excited about him for the future. My shortstop, I'm going with another White Sox, guys. Colson Montgomery. I didn't feel right giving it to Witt because his numbers are so poor outside of the steals. And Colson leads the position with homers at 20, has a 810 OPS. Nobody's really close to him in that department, and I don't feel like anyone at this position stands out. So it was more of just like the White Sox are here, they're playing well atop the division, and he's been such a big part of that. So I'm going with Colson.
Dude, I'm just going to stop talking until you have someone different than me.
How is a 300 batting average and a 370 OBP so poor? What does that mean? How is that possible?
It's just overall, like you expect, and it was more about the team as a whole as well. Like the Royals, they just stink offensively. He's been doing his job. The power's not there, and he's stealing bases, but the power is not there for me. And I just didn't feel comfortable giving it to Bobby Witt when he's not leading his team, to the top of the standings, and there's a guy in his division who is doing just that. You're picking Bobby Witt, I'd assume.
Yeah, he doubles Montgomery in WAR, 4.4 to 2.2.
That's defense
besides
as well.
the bomb,
Witt's defense is incredible.
Is that not a factor
Which I
here?
guess is part of the All-Star. It is. It is. I think that All-Star ballot in general, like, you're thinking more offense, and as one should. I think defense is important.
Why?
But nobody's picking Willie or Abreu because of his great defense.
Well, his lousy offense holds him back as well.
Hey, he's been awesome this year. He's hitting like 380 against lefties.
I think we have different thoughts on how you should be voting for All-Stars. I think you're kind of trending more towards a most valuable situation, like the MVP at the end of the year. I really just take it as best overall players at your position. I don't think your team impact matters a whole lot. When it comes down to like a really close situation, you see I went Ben Rice over Kurtz because that was so close. Maybe I did lean towards the team impact and stuff, but I think Bobby Witt is just a better player than Colson Montgomery. The defense, the speed, getting on base. Montgomery's got him in power, but because he scores more runs and RBIs and is placed on a better team, I'm not giving him all the credit for that. It's just the team he's on.
Yeah, everyone just has different prerequisites for what they want to see out of an All-Star, and that's totally fine. Like, it's up to the voter and each individual person, and that's all part of it. Moving on to the outfield, I did do this as a 3 guys as a ranking. So my number 1 outfielder, I think we're all going to agree on this, Byron Buxton. I mean, what a season he's having. Leads the American League in home runs, showing what he can do when he's fully healthy. That's always been, the biggest issue with him is that he's never been fully healthy. And here he is being that guy. And of course, this is me after saying the whole thing about your team is important, blah, 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 blah. But there's not a lot of outfielders in the American League that you can choose from. And Byron Buxton is by far having the best season in my eyes.
Yeah,
so he's the top choice for me.
We all got Buxton. Who do you got second?
Another guy I went with is Aaron Judge. I know he's hurt, but like I said, who else really deserves it? I mean, he has an OPS over 900 and hit 17 home runs in 40 games he played. It's just the same story each year with him. The batting average is surprisingly low for him. Don't know exactly what's going on with that, but everything else is there, and he was such a big part of that lineup. He has to be an all-star.
I didn't vote Judge because it's like a throwaway vote. You're wasting your vote. It's like voting for the third party in the election, I think.
Yeah.
Like he can't play. So I'd rather just vote for someone that I do think deserves it, and my vote will have more of an impact. Who's your third player? And then I'll kind of bring in my 2 guys.
Yeah, my third player is a teammate of Aaron Judge, and that's Cody Bellinger. He's one of the few Yankees that I actually really like. He's so fun to watch. He plays the game the right way. It's not all about power for him. He has his bombs, but he's a base hit double type of guy. And I think for this lineup and for that team, it's so crucial to them. He's been great offensively. He's been such a glue for that lineup, and I'm excited to be picking him, which is crazy for me to say.
Kobe, did you just have the same 3?
No, the only difference I did have Cody and I did have Byron, but instead I was kind of with you. I didn't really want to throw it away, although this is going to be close. It honestly could be a throwaway. I went with Trout. Don't even know if he'll be ready to go, but Trout was the guy that I went with. He's been fantastic, and even though the average hasn't necessarily been there, it's still it's Mike Trout. I want to see him there, so hopefully he's healthy for that, but that's who I voted for.
I almost voted for Trout. I ultimately just decided that I think that Cody deserves it more.
I did vote for Trout as well. He's a 395 OBP despite the 230
awesome.
average. It's crazy.
Yeah.
He is just having such a resurgence. I want to see him start the All-Star game. So maybe I think it's okay to have a little bit of bias when voting for All-Stars. It's a fun event. Yeah. It's not all that serious. So you're going to vote for the guys you want to see in there, as well as kind of balancing with who's most deserving. But I thought Trout was deserving, and he could potentially be healthy enough at that point. So I didn't feel like it was the same situation as Judge.
It's a little different than what it was like. Oh, sorry. It's a little different than what it was like, 5 years ago when the winner determined who got home field in the World Series. Then it was okay, I actually want the best players. If it was that situation, I probably would be taking Bobby Witt. And I want the best players playing the game. But it's a little different now, and it's certainly changed my mindset.
When you were voting for the NL, would you just vote for the worst players?
I actually didn't. That's really funny. I probably should have. But no, I did not.
That would kind of ruin the fun.
Yeah, it would. It would.
But anything for the Sox, man. I wouldn't blame you.
Anything for Boston.
Bellinger was certainly it was kind of, I was picking between 2 of 3, Trout, Bellinger, and then the third guy I ultimately did pick. Julio Rodriguez has been great. Plays great defense. He's got, I think, 17 bombs. Oh, he's only at 14. I don't know why I thought 17. He's still stealing bags. Just kind of leading the Mariners. He's their superstar. I kind of felt like Bellinger's home run numbers were a little bit underwhelming. He's been great overall, but it just feels like playing in New York, batting at the top of the lineup. I kind of expect him to have more power than he's shown. So I felt like J-Rod playing in the harder stadium just kind of deserved my vote.
Yeah, that's fair.
Then DH, can we just all say the name we got at the count of 3, or like do we need to
Yeah.
even make
Do,
a spiel?
do we even need to say it?
Yeah,
We could just
1,
move
2, 3,
on.
Yordan Alvarez.
Yordan
Yordan.
Alvarez.
Dude's
I
played
mean, he's the best
fantastic.
hitter in
Yeah.
baseball.
It's not relatively close.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to the National League. With
We
Wait,
got,
are we gonna
hold
do-
Up, hold up.
Oh,
We got
pitchers?
we got some pitchers. We got 2 pitchers here.
okay,
And I think we all got the same starting pitcher. Cam Schlittler. Got that too?
yeah,
You know, it's so interesting with him because I feel like he doesn't get enough appreciation for how good he's been because of the conversation of starters that's just been in the National League. There's 6 of them, 7 of them in the National League that are just incredible. And he's been just as good as Mizorowski. Like, he has a 1.77 ERA. Actually, that's not true. He leads the league in WAR, leads the league in innings, leads the league in ERA plus, which is 2.46 for an ERA plus, and a 2.13 FIP. He's been so good.
Yeah.
I also
enough
wanted
said
to
about
shout
him.
out Parker Messick. If Schlittler wasn't as good as he's been, Messick would be the starter. He's
I'd
been
pick Joe
so
Ryan.
incredible.
Cease?
Joe Ryan's been great too. I mean, there's a lot of them that have been great. My relief pitcher, I didn't want to
I
go
already know
Cade
what's
Smith.
happening here. Yeah, you're going Aroldis when everyone knows it's Cade Smith.
Oh, I'm certainly not going Aroldis either. I'm actually not going a closer at all. I have picked Tyler Rogers as my relief pitcher to shout out. The old Moneyball quote was, his defect is that he throws funny. Nobody in the big league cares about him because he looks funny. And that's just who he is. He has been so good. He has a 1.77 ERA in 37 games pitched in a career 2.68. Like, that's incredible for a relief pitcher. So I wanted to give him a shout out on the pod.
Respect. I thought for sure you would just go Aroldis because you think he's the best. I hear you say it all the time. Oh, he's the best reliever in the American League.
I mean, that's
Holy
true
crap.
too.
I actually also picked a Blue Jay, but not Rogers. I went with Louis Varland. Dude's been fantastic. Earned the closer role from Hoffman playing so poorly. 0.86 ERA, 57 strikeouts, 0.93 WHIP. He's been lights out. It's kind of, I wouldn't say surprising, but yeah, he's having a breakout year to say the least. So I went with him.
Yeah, he's been
I'm
awesome.
surprised by our differences here, but I like it. Good names,
Cade
guys.
Smith just leads the league in saves. Other guys have been really good.
And that
Saves
matters.
isn't, It does. It does, for sure.
He's got a 1.0 whip, 105.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. Move on to the
All right.
National League.
To the National League. With my catcher, I went with Drake Baldwin. Even with the injury, he's been the best catcher in the National League. Weirdly, second is Will Smith, which, like, actually it's not weird. He's a Dodger, so. But doesn't, to me, seem like he's played that well. But Drake Baldwin is who I went with. He's first right now in votes, and, yeah, I think he's earned it. Do we kind of all agree on that, or is there any difference there?
I'm there.
I disagree. There is one man I could not look past, and that is Liam Hicks. The guy is so good. He's been good since the day the season started. He's been great ever since. Unfortunately, hit the IL today, which is so rough. But Liam Hicks, man, what a season the guy's had.
I mean, I love him too, but I don't really know what. I think Baldwin is just better with missed time. But yeah, I love Liam Hicks. It's cool.
Don't hate it.
It's hard to argue against Baldwin. I'm not really doing that. I'm more just trying to prop up Hicksy. He deserves it.
Sure. With first base, I was kind of in between. I love me some Freddie. Guy's great. But I went with Matt Olson. I like the stats a little bit better. I know Freddie plays some lockdown defense over there at first. Not to say that Olson doesn't, but I did want to go with him. But Olson's just having the better season. So back-to-back Braves with my catcher in first base.
Yep, I went
Yep.
with Olsen as well.
Cool. And then second base, I stuck with the Braves train. He's been fantastic for me this season. Ozzie Albies just had a 2-home-run game yesterday. I know there were some good options there at second base. Otto's been playing great, but I like the way that he's been swinging it. Been a hot offense, and I wouldn't say he's the most valuable player on this Braves team to this point, but in terms of second base power and what he brings to the table, I think he's been fantastic. So I went with Ozzie.
Zev?
Aaron, did you go with Ozzy as well?
No, I went Terang.
I went Terang as well.
A little bit better on base percentage. Definitely better in the steals. Plays good defense. I already got my 2 Braves in there. Let's switch it up. Give the Brewers some love. Terang. I think he's just a little bit better.
Yeah, I went with Terang too. It was a tough choice. Like him and Brandon Lau were the 2 guys I was kind of going between. Ozzy was there as well. But yeah, Terang's been so good for that Brewers team. So, I went with him.
Yeah, I definitely thought about Terang. I think I had a little bit of bias because he's on my fantasy team, and not many of my fantasy team players are on here, so I gotta enjoy it while I have it. But with that third base, I went with not a guy who's on my fantasy team, a guy who I wanted on my fantasy team, but Aaron snagged him from me before I could take him. Max Muncy. Dude's been fantastic this season. I know it really just over the last year since he got his glasses last year, whatever it was that he did, he has just been seeing the ball.
Stud.
I mean, he's been hitting really well. Has had a fantastic start to the season. Yeah, he can see it now. So, no, I went with Max Muncy, and I honestly, third base has been a really weak position in the NL.
It's by far the weakest position.
Yeah.
There was no one else for me to pick. I had to go with Muncy as well.
Reluctantly? Is that what you're implying?
It was a reluctant pick.
So
Yeah,
well-deserving All-Star.
Yeah. No, he is deserving. You just look at the state of third base, and it's kind of sad. I guess the reason it's reluctant for me is because there's no competition. It's more fun for me to be I'm choosing between Muncy and Machado and Riley, and it's well, Machado's one of the worst players in the league right now. Can't go with him. So.
One thing about Muncy, last season, he was a -5 value on his range at third base. He's jumped it up to a +6 value in his
He's been
range,
playing
which
great.
is
Yeah.
way better, which is
impressive.
Just he's getting older. He's not the slimmest guy out there.
It's the glasses, man.
It's shocking, but he's
the glasses.
speeding him up out there.
Yeah, they're fixing him. Yeah,
You
so
said he's
we
not
all
the
agree
slimmest
on
guy.
that.
He's pretty fat, as our friend Zach Sidecheck would say.
That's
Great guy.
rude.
Lives by Aaron. They're buddies. But yeah, now moving on to shortstop. This was a bit of a tough, not really. There were a few more options on here. First off, I can't believe Mookie Betts is second. That is just ridiculous. His stats don't show it at all. He does play great defensively. He could be a top 3 defensive shortstop in the league. He plays really well over there. But that's about it right now so far to this season. Batting under 200, 7 home runs, has been terrible. I know he's a fan favorite, but sometimes you just got to understand if a guy's not doing it, he doesn't deserve to be an all-star. I think he would say himself he doesn't deserve to be one. With that, I went with C.J. Abrams. Like we said, they're 2 games over 500, the Nationals are. They've been fun to watch. He's been a big part of that, so I went with C.J. I know, was it Edwards who leads the league in average, or led the league, or is it Otto? One of those two middle
Otto
infielders.
leads the league.
It's Otto? Yeah. Leads the league in average. He was definitely someone I was thinking about, but I think in terms of impact and someone who is just a little more fun to watch for an all-star game, I went with CJ.
Yeah, I went with CJ as well. And I wanted to give Otto a shout-out because he has been so good. Like you said, he leads the league in average. He just got to 100 hits. And I just traded for him in fantasy. I'm pretty stoked he's on my team.
I did not go CJ. Again, it's like the Dingler-Langeliers thing. Ellie's offense compared to Abrams, they are very close. Ellie's had a good year, but defensively, Abrams is among the worst at shortstop, and Ellie is great. He has got a laser arm. He covers so much ground, being as tall as he is. So that was enough for me to give Ellie the edge, and I hope he's healthy enough to be playing come that time. I think he should be. He's actually rehabbing right now. He should be.
Yeah, he's rehabbing right now. I think he's going to come back next week. For me, it was just that missed time. CJ really propelled himself past Ellie. He's been so good over the past couple of weeks, and for me, that was enough.
Yeah. I didn't even think about Ellie. I kind of forgot about him. His whole injury, I just kind of forget he's there. And he plays on the Reds, not a very memorable team. I know he's a memorable player. He's great, but just kind of forgot about him a little bit when I was thinking about voting. Moving on to the outfield, I'll list my 3 guys, and then anyone you guys differ with, just feel free to speak your mind, but I went with James Wood. Guy's been fantastic. Again, part of a great offense. Jordan Walker. Guy's been fantastic. Is just like the leader on that offense. And then my last outfield spot, have to give some love to my Dodger Andy Pajes. Dude has also been playing out of his mind. I've enjoyed watching him play. I'm sure we might differ a little bit there, but yeah, he plays just fantastic defense out in center field. Like he's fun to watch, and I want to see him in Philly.
Yeah, I thought we were going to go 3 for 3. We were James Wood, Jordan Walker. I went with Soto as my third pick. He missed some time and is still just atop the league in a lot of offensive categories. Hits the ball out of the ballpark every single night, it feels like. Getting on base so much. His average is up to 300. It dipped down to like 260 for a little bit and then quickly rose back up. You can't go wrong with Soto in my eyes.
I went Wood and Soto. I didn't go Jordan Walker. PCA is just better. I'm confused why that was. We thought we were going to go 3 for 3 on that. PCA is amazing. Almost is matching him in homers, doubling him in steals. The OBP, OPS, like they're all really tight there. And then PCA's defense is much, much better. I thought PCA was kind of a lock for us, but I guess it's just me.
I love PCA. He was right up there in my decisions. It's tough finding 3 guys. Like in the American League, I feel like there were only 4 or 5 guys to choose from. The National League had 8 guys deep that you could have picked, and I would have been like, yeah, I can see that argument. PCA is certainly one of them. For me, it was just that Jordan Walker's done it over the course of the full season, and PCA, a lot of his production has come in the past month, maybe even a little less. And I feel like, if you're picking an all-star, you can't go wrong with PCA. The numbers are there. But Jordan Walker's done it for the full 70 games or however many they've played.
So, Zev, which of your 3 outfielders are you putting in center?
So how does that work? Like, it doesn't matter for the lineup, huh?
For the
Right, like
voting, you just pick 3 outfielders, but Dave Roberts is
And
going to have to put one of them out there.
Manager's going to pick. I'll put Wood in right. I'll put Walker in center and Soto in left. Yeah.
I got my center fielder.
None of them are really, like, Soto's the left fielder. None of them are really for their position. You could switch Walker and Wood.
Sure.
Soto's staying in left, though.
All right, moving on to DH. This one definitely 2 directions you can go. I went with Shohei. I understand that Schwarber's been amazing. He's hit a ton of home runs. Really not much behind it. He's going to win. He's got, like, 2 countries pretty much on his side. He's got the U.S. and Japan, leading vote getter. And he's got another one because I voted for him as well.
I went with Shohei too. Yeah,
I went with Shohei. But I think it's because, like, I didn't think about it. I was just like, oh, DH, Shohei, move on.
Right.
But now that, like you said, obviously, like, Schwarber's right there, maybe that's the wrong call. Schwarber, it seems wrong to not have him starting. I mean, Ohtani, just as a hitter, like, this isn't picking Ohtani as pitcher, DH. This is just as a DH.
Yeah.
I think if you just compare DH numbers, like, this isn't MVP. This is just the DH in the All-Star game. I think it's pretty fair to have Schwarber in there instead.
Totally.
It is super fair. There was no way I wasn't having Shohei as a starter because he's not starting as my pitcher. That's for sure. So I had to have him somewhere in there. He certainly deserves to be an All-Star game starter.
Yeah. Face of baseball, he needs to be there.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on to pitcher, we may disagree on this because I know we've talked about it and how the NL Cy Young race is insane, but like Miz and Mason Miller, like that's where I went.
Yep, I picked Miz as well. He's unhittable. I could not imagine facing off against him. 104, like, consistently. What are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
Nothing you can do.
Same
I did
for
not
Miller.
go with Mason Miller, though.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, he is so unhittable. Like, it's the same exact thing. He's pumping 103, and what are you supposed to do besides lay down a bunt, maybe, or hit the ball down the foul line and hope the umpire calls it fair when it's not? I went with another relief pitcher that's not a closer, and that's Dylan Lee. He has been the best relief pitcher in baseball, in my eyes, this season, and he's on one of the best teams in baseball. I just talked last week about how, you need a great bullpen to win a World Series, and the Braves have that, and he is such a big part of it. 4 earned runs in 33 and a third. Like that, I mean, that's so valuable. He's been great, and I had to give him the shout out.
Miller has 3 earned runs in 31 innings. In doubles, Lee's strikeouts. They're both great.
They're both great. I just didn't want to go closer. That was really what it was about. They'll both be All-Stars, and Miller will probably be closing that game or pitching in the 9th at least.
That's valid.
But Dylan Lee will get in there.
All right. Well, that was our All-Star ballot. A little bit of a longer episode that we've put together today.
Yeah.
But thank you guys so much for listening. Happy we were able to kind of mix it up a little bit, add an element of bringing someone on. Let us know if you guys have any people you want us to bring on in the future. Probably won't be able to get it done, but we can try our best to get some other guests on that you guys suggest. But with that,
maybe LeBron.
We are in talks with what's his name from BoomBall? You were just talking about earlier. The Big Brother.
Zach Cornell, Riley.
There
Jeffers.
you go. We may have one of them on one of these
Both
days.
of them.
But yeah, with that, thank you guys so much for listening. Our socials are gonna be around here. Make sure to give them a follow. We post every day on there, and yeah, we will see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Later.